Yeah. And we're back once again. DJ Mass, DJ D-Rock, Mr. Willis, K Sass, and So.
You dig?
Sass, you ain't sassy enough today. God damn it.
Well, I don't know, because y'all kept telling me before that I needed to stop cussing. So that just made me go blank.
Yo, be yourself.
It must be some magic in that old cup that you got over there.
You're fucking right. It's a cup full of magic. Cup-o magic is what it is.
Look at it.
Oh, wow.
You know what you're looking at? The flick of the wrist.
Ah, I hate that fucking song.
I know it, me too.
Oh, I hate it.
Yo, Mr. Willis, what you got going on, bro?
Okay.
What's on your mind?
Topic of the day. So y'all remember when Kanye West came out, right? Mm-hmm. Second album, Late Registration, Diamonds. He came out talking about diamonds in Sierra Leone, and he was a proponent of speaking out against the blood diamonds and things like that and all that type of shit. And basically the injustices in Sierra Leone and the diamond mining industry, and how they use the workers to make huge profits and pay those people basically nothing.
Right.
Fast forward to today. Adidas just dropped the highly anticipated Yeezy Boost 350s, the second shoe designed by Kanye West after signing them to their apparel deal.
And guess who made them?
Adidas.
No, guess who made them shoes, literally?
Oh, yeah.
Them same type of digging for them diamonds.
They were basically on sale for $200, and now they're on resale for up to $1,000. And this just, it indicates
a rack for a pair of shoes,
right? And it just indicates, a global designer sneaker market that's benefited from companies like Jordan, Nike, and Adidas, and they've all benefited from like these sweatshops and taking advantage of labor laws in other countries and shit like that. And just to be specific, Adidas, they made $19 billion in 2014, made profits of $650 million. Jordan grossed $2.5 billion in revenue in 2014, and Nike sales were $7.98 billion in 2014, reported profits of $962 million, and they made over $80 million in revenue just on the Jordan 11 Legend Blues alone. So, and it's all these companies, outsource these jobs and this production to these different factories overseas, who take advantage of child labor laws, take advantage of minimum wage laws and everything like that. And it's like,
well, that's not accurate, really, because some of those countries and stuff don't have child labor laws, or
that's what I'm saying.
What I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. They take advantage of those things,
or lack thereof.
Yeah,
right? And it's just basically, now that we see Kanye aligning with Adidas and aligning with corporation,
the devil.
I won't necessarily say that, but it's like these corporations.
Nah, fuck that. Let's just keep it real. Kanye done flipped the fuck out since his mama passed. Now I may flip the fuck out, but y'all please stop me if I go in the wrong direction.
All right, stop.
Saying this. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
but I'm just basically saying, like, do y'all feel that hip hop has lost the capacity to use its voice, like, for change and to like make changes in society and like help different situations and speak truth, in different, or have they just more so just align themselves with corporate America? Because when hip hop started, it was basically speaking out about all the injustices and shit that was going on, and now it just seems everybody want to check.
Was it? I don't think that hip hop started off speaking about the injustices. I think hip hop has always been in the same state that it's in now. I believe that you had your people that spoke out about the injustices. True. Then you had your people that did your Rappers Delight. You had your rock hymns on one side. You had your Big Daddy Kane's. You know what I'm saying? You always had people that had. Hip hop has always been broad like that. You had people that always bragged about what they had, the gold and everything. I don't think that one thing really I don't think one thing has nothing to do with the other. I think corporate America is starting to use hip hop because hip hop has been a loud voice.
Get your credit swag.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a loud voice. And they like, well, hey, hip hop is making a whole lot of money. Let us jump on the bandwagon. How can we market ourselves to the urban market. So that's what it is.
Unfortunately, money screwed up the whole industry.
Right, but the artist said, it was an artist that said hip hop is the demise of a culture and the rise of a career. So,
I mean, I can kind of understand, like, even with we degrade ourselves in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, we got artists that, you know, as far as always talking about drugs and shit like that, and always promoting that shit, and it's like, to a degree, I do understand, but when you got, you know, corporations who are doing this shit on a mass level, and it's like you got people who speak to certain situations but won't speak to this situation. You know what I'm saying? Or who may point at one thing and say like, oh, well, that's wrong, that shouldn't be done, but then can look over here and not think shit about that.
But you're looking at a whole lot of people that really came from nothing, and now that they're getting money, they're going to continue to keep getting money because they never had it. They got it now, and they want more of it. So they're not really concerning themselves with things that they was concerned with when they was broke.
But see, it's like, it's, to me, like, we're basically talking about, in essence, we talking about slavery. Because when you go over to these countries, these people make like $1.50 a day.
You being too generous,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, really.
Like 50 cents a day.
Right, like living amongst bad water supply.
Right.
I mean, like no education for they, like can't even send their kids to school type shit. It's
so
like,
I think the corporation is the problem.
It is, and the corporations are the problem. Yeah, but I think it's speaking to a higher issue. It's like this. At what point, who holds them accountable for that? You
right.
know what
I mean, but that's the thing. Like I said, the countries are getting a major kickback off of it themselves. So the country is rich, but the people who live in the country is not rich.
True indeed.
Man, hip hop lost its voice mad years ago, dude. As soon as it got to be late '90s and you know the game just changed. It turned into a money game. The culture, you know, they slowly pushed the culture out of the business, and they started, you know, really zoning in to what, you know, cats in the hoods. And I hate to say this, man, but I just had a bad feeling. I know I'm gonna get a lot of ridicule because of this, but nigga, when the South got involved, I'm sorry, it just is what it is, bro.
I think that the South has been the South, and they've been doing their own thing from jump. But I think the problem was with the whole hip hop culture was that it got glamorized. Like, it started getting glamorized. Like, the corporations came in and they started making it like, you know, the end thing. You know what I'm saying? Once it became the end thing, like,
but it was always glamorized. I mean, LL talked about having money, having cars,
If
etc.
LL came in during the
But all
time of
this,
the
but
social
when all the
network
pimping and all that
shit
stuff
different.
came into play, man. When all of a sudden the pimp became an MC, man, come on. Then all this ignorance set in,
What was
man.
Big
And
Daddy
right.
Kane?
But what I'm saying, glamorized,
what
is
was
like,
Big Daddy? What was Big
we
Daddy?
were just talking off the air. Remember when we said that, what did we say? Like, hip hop used to be kind of like outlawed. You know what I'm saying? And when people started realizing like it was here to stay and it wasn't going anywhere, that's what I'm talking about. Then they started running with it because it was the new thing. It was the new thing, whether people hated it or loved it. It was the new thing, and then that's when the corporations got behind it and was like, oh, we can use this for our advantage.
And it's just like, I was watching Fox News I watched this little news clip online, and they were so fucking up in arms about the BET performance with Kendrick Lamar standing on top of a fucking cop car and shit, and doing his song All Right. And you know what I'm saying, like, basically the lyrics just saying, and we hate Popo, want to kill us dead in the street for show. And Geraldo and all these other motherfuckers on Fox News were acting so up in arms about, you know, saying the fact that he's standing on top of a cop car, a vandalized cop car, as a prop for a fucking performance.
Well, I'm glad to see this change is coming.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that this shit is just happening over again. It's like this is the same shit. Same shit that NWA was doing. It's basically it's the same shit. It's the same issues are happening over and over again.
So that's why I said I'm glad to see hip hop is turning back around and we're getting out of this pimp ho state.
It's always been a pimp ho state. It's always, I feel like hip hop has always been a reflection of what they know. Just like how we say, well, we put too much responsibility on these rappers that came from nothing. If you take somebody that came from, like Soul said, absolutely nothing, they didn't give a fuck about the influence of the world before you gave them a microphone. Exactly. So why are they going to care now? If all I've ever known was selling crack, pimping, and hustling, what else do I have to talk about? And it's real because that's what I know. And other people relate to it. So it's always going to be that. We just have a different form of doing it. It's just a matter of who's doing it.
I don't mind the actual. Hip hop needs some balance. Hip hop needs some balance.
Right.
Or some harder work.
I'll tell you this.
Some balance.
I'll tell you this. We looking at hip hop. We looking too deep into it because no matter what you say from the beginning, hip hop has always been the same. Hip hop was never. It was a genre of music, but it really never had just one specific sound in the first place. It never did. Until now. No. Even now, it's not like that because, like, now
you
there
can't
may
tell
be,
when one record go off and another one come on.
But here's the thing: there may be a certain artist that you like to listen to that made you fall in love with hip hop, but just as that made you fall in love with hip hop, somebody listened to like Master P and the people from the South and made them fall in love with hip-hop. You see what I'm saying? It has a place in there for everybody. Right. People want to say when Soulja Boy came into the game that he messed up hip-hop. He didn't. There was always a place for Soulja Boys. Look at back in the day when they used to do the Atlanta bass music. Atlanta bass music was party music. Right. They started publicizing it and started getting out into the mainstream, and then they called that hip-hop. You see what I'm saying? But it was never hip-hop. It was party music. Yeah. Just like down in Louisiana, when you go down there, you hear all these different songs, but that's the culture of Louisiana. Good music. They call it bounce music or whatever. But then they put it in the mainstream and then they labeled it as hip hop because they didn't know what hip hop. They didn't know what hip hop was, and hip hop didn't even know what it was at the time. It was still being created.
True.
No, it falls under the umbrella.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's room for everybody in the culture,
Right.
But I'm glad to see some of the balances coming back in hip hop. So, man, we just going here at Grip Radio. We're gonna do our part to keep a balance going and keep the culture going and keep it alive and stand up for the people and do the right thing, bro. Man, it's been an incredible evening, my dudes. Salute to everybody in the studio. K-Sass.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking dude.
Glad to hear you.
But
I know you're not a dude. We can tell. We can tell by that figure. You're not a dude.
Well, that drink that you guys make your voice sound a little
I'm
bit
a grown ass woman.
Making your voice sound a little
grown ass.
I am not a nigga.
Not a nigga.
Not a dude.
Yo, Mr. Willis, big shout out to you, bro. No
shout out to
As
Mr.
always,
Willis.
shout out to my man Soul, and shout out to my man on the ones and twos for the evening, my mid and DJ D-Rock.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we'll be back next week with a new DJ Mass Destruction show. Shout out. Anybody?
Shout out to Mr. Willis, man. He be keeping me on point, man.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Willis. He was doing his thing the other day. Yes, sir.
I think he is the dude. Out of everybody that I know, he is the dude.
The dude. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, shout out to the dude.
Shout out to all the DJs out there that are actually still touching turntables.
Still touching turntables, rocking their vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
See y'all next week. One love. Peace.
Radio.net.